Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you in another video. All right, so the Brooklyn Nets have decided to take Kyrie Irving off of the suspension list, which is excellent news for Kyrie Irving, of course, and for the fans of the Brooklyn Nets, because obviously you do want his talent back in the lineup. Now, I will admit they did have some addition by subtraction because they were able to get some big minutes over to a guy by the name of Cam Thomas, who has long asked for minutes, and with the coaching change, um, will hopefully get them. In their interim, he was able to get those. Of course, they're bringing in Jock Vaughn now, and Kyrie's coming back. So I'm not sure where those minutes will be for that young player, but we saw him pop with the minutes given to him. Those opportunities showed us exactly what type of productive player he is yet again. So they need to work him into the equation. I'm pretty sure Jock Vaughn will do that. So as far as Kyrie Irving's concerned, my thoughts about this is, they did say that he will not be available for the game tonight, or it was worded that it didn't seem as if he would be available. But yeah, he's not suspended anymore. So I guess all of the backlash that they've been getting has kind of helped them understand the error in their ways. Or maybe they just understand that, Kyrie Irving is not a bad guy, or maybe Kyrie Irving did the six things. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but what I do know is he ain't suspended no more. So that's a good thing. Um, Now, the question is will they be looking to um, trade him, which is something I expect they will try to do. The question is, will they be successful in doing so? And my expectation is probably not. The Lakers should not be looking to trade any picks for Kyrie at this point. As much as I've wanted Kyrie on this team all this time, we respect price tags, and we also respect the fact the Lakers only have two picks. So if we can keep from giving them away, that's the move for that franchise, my franchise. But for the time being, the Brooklyn Nets do have to figure out what they can do with their assets. My thinking is to probably, um, just figure out what's going on with what they have right now. Because the easiest thing to do is nothing for them at the moment. If Jock Vaughn could come in, get the most out of those young players, maybe they can have themselves a playoff run and buy themselves some time. Let Kyrie come off the book since they're not going to be able to trade him anyway, and then just reconvene at the end of the season to figure out where they're at as a franchise. Hopefully, Ben Simmons can get his value back up, get back in better shape, and that sort of thing. Because that's kind of what I would do if I were Joe Tsai. I wouldn't really want to make any big moves right now. Maybe some small moves to help retool the team if possible, but unless you're going to blow it all the way up, probably not the move to do anything big. Um, Again, of course, you try to move Kyrie Irving. I just don't think they'll be able to. Try to move Ben Simmons too, but I don't know if that's something they'll want to do. I don't know. So, and in the event they do try to move Ben Simmons, I know his price tag is not so great as well. So, all these things just point in the direction of the Brooklyn Nets probably being best to just see what they have, get Jock Vaughn in there, see if that new system that he runs can help make guys look a little better. Maybe they'll feel a lot better about running around down there for the Brooklyn Nets just in general with a different system in place. Um, and we'll see what happens. Like I said earlier when I made a video about the Brooklyn Nets, I really like what I'm seeing out of Claxton from a statistical standpoint. He is just showing up double doubles, block shots, all kinds of stuff. So if he's going to continue to ascend, that makes them a different team. Let's say he gets himself up to a level that looks like a DeAndre Ayton or something like that over the next several years. If he can become that, that's a really important asset for the Brooklyn Nets that you didn't anticipate becoming that level of a player. So I don't know if he can reach that level. Maybe they can get him there, but for the time being, I would try to put more of an emphasis on him, take the cuffs off of him, so to speak, and consider him one of their big three players. Like literally, get him more looks at whatever it is his strengths are. Um, and if they don't see any reason not to, since he's probably their most valuable piece, maybe trade him. To be honest with you, maybe trade him for a pick if you can, or try to, see what your moves will be in regards to that. There are a lot of options that the Brooklyn Nets will have once they figure out um, basically what direction they want to go in. So we'll see. That's what I got to say about the Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, as a Laker fan, I'm saying, I should have traded this Kyrie when you had a chance. But as a Laker fan, I'm also saying, thank God we didn't do that. And get to keep our picks. So we'll see what happens, man. Brooklyn Nets, Jacque Vaughn, um, he's got a tall task ahead of him trying to get everybody on the same page. The team has played a little better as of late, but you know, this Kyrie Irving situation, I just wonder why they haven't cut ties at this point. Um, I don't know what the locker room will be when he gets back. Obviously, a lot of people support him, so the energy should be well received. I think most people agree that he's been railroaded by his team. So, um, what's curious to me, you guys, honestly, is what made KD retract his trade demand. To me, it looked on the surface as if they couldn't get a trade for him, so they just simply decided to all to collectively reconvene and let it go for a time. But at this point, the team is no good. His level, in terms of his value, should be up to the point where anybody should want to trade for KD at this point. He looks great. He's playing well. He can help your team win a championship immediately if you're a contender. If I'm the Brooklyn Nets, I'm not necessarily looking to move KD at all. But if I'm KD, I don't see one reason why I'm not rekindling my trade request silently behind the scenes, because you don't do that in public again. Absolutely not. But behind the scenes, this is the time they should be shopping him. And if all of that is true, I would not be surprised to see him surprisingly just popped up and traded. As to which we will find out that there's something like this was going on behind the scenes, because it's just time. When you see Kyrie Irving do this, you understand that more value from a team that already was lacking value has been siphoned from it. At least they were in limbo before Kyrie did this, because now it's like, all right, well, we can still trade him to the Lakers for 2 picks, or at least 1 pick if the price tag goes down or whatever. That's still on the table. Now you're looking at me as a Laker fan, and I'm telling you, I still want Kyrie Irving just the same, but the price tag is different, and I respect that very much. So it's like, nah, he did us a favor by making it so that we don't have to give up any assets for him, which is kind of what I thought he might have been doing initially in the first place, believe it or not. But anyway, nevertheless, simultaneously with things that you could do, a lot of different things that could help provide different outcomes. But I thought that was one of the outcomes he might have had in mind, to try to loosen up the Nets' handle on him, basically pissed him off enough to trade him to the Lakers. But the problem is you got to be mindful that you affect your value, and that kind of thing will affect whether or not you can be moved altogether. But all in all, this is one of those situations where I just wonder what made KD want to go back and stay back to this point without us hearing any rumblings about him being unhappy. In the presence of all of this, he's been really diplomatic in regards to Kyrie Irving, tiptoed around what was necessary to say to keep himself from being controversial to both his people and to those who may be offended by what Kyrie posted. But at the end of the day, I still don't understand why it seems that he's just cool. What is going on there? That's what I'm wondering. Because there ain't no reason to be happy with the Nets if you're KD. They haven't started off well enough for him to say, yeah, we're doing good, we're fine. Did they tame you, so to speak? Did they hit you with the 6 things? Like, was it one of those situations that we didn't hear about it, but they cracked the whip and Buck broke KD? I have to imagine they probably tried something like that, since he threatened to leave their organization and now recanted that without any resistance. That just seemed different to me. So that's what I'm wondering. Is KD good? Is he good, or do we need to be wondering if he's bound by not being able to speak, and that kind of thing makes you wonder. But all in all, I just want everybody free from the Brooklyn Nets. I want the Brooklyn Nets free from themselves. It's time to reset. It's time to do something good for yourselves for a change, if you ask me, and sending anything of value out for picks and young players. It's really the only thing any Brooklyn Nets fan should actually want right now. Just like us over here in LA. There's only 2 things we should want. The things we should want right now are the things that other teams have. OKC, Houston, Detroit, all those young players and picks, that's what we should want. And the fact that we don't have those type of players running around in our uniforms should sicken us and make us angry at our franchises. And that's how I feel. That's what it should be. And that's why we speak the way that we do. So until they do right by us, we continue to speak out. And as far as Brooklyn's concerned, I understand that there's some protesting people too. You know, as I once said, my Lakers, we will go out there and act a fool, and they know that. They've seen that. Well, Brooklyn, I'm sure they've seen it now too. They will too. Uh, Stand outside Barclays Center and act a damned fool for the betterment of their team. So maybe that's what's required. Brooklyn pride, I don't know. I'm not igniting anything in myself, but I don't know what it would take to get Josiah to refocus his mindset off of trying to tame basketball players and into getting them to actually playing basketball. You know what I mean? At a high level. Because it seems to me that he's more so in the mindset of making people behave the way that he wants them to behave. And I don't know where that mindset come from, but that's not how we operate over here if we want people to actually respect us and appreciate our presence. So, yeah, he's going to need to do a little sensitivity training of his own. That's what I have to say about that. Anyway, my name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching.